Good morning, everybody. Or perhaps good afternoon, as it is now 12:01 p.m. on the West Coast of the United States of America. I'd like to take this time to thank Flow State 3 for the 6 months of Twitch Prime. If you'll excuse me for just one moment. There we go. Much better. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I hope that you're all having a wonderful week. I'm glad that you could join me today, as I have a very special day planned. If you'll direct your attention to right here, I have some utensils.
Hey, ooh, Ross.
Thank you, Deadass. Thank you, Deadass, for the 6 months of Tier 1. I have some painting objects. And I have some paint, and I have this, and you know, in all my years of expertise, I don't quite know what this is for, but I have it. Sure, many of you are wondering what we were painting today. Thank you, Nacho Cheese Bowl.
Paint me
Plaza. No. Thank you for the 4 months of Prime. Today we're going to be painting. You'll just give me one moment here. We're going to be painting OTT, the universal plugin. And sure many of you are familiar with it. But if you're not, maybe you'll get to know today. And back here I have my canvas. Hold on, if you'll excuse me for just one moment. Okay. So back here, excuse me. Frog. I got a frog in the throat. Okay, so back here you'll see my canvas. Now, listen up, you guys, because I do have some information to share, and that is, through my many years of experience of painting, I actually don't really know how to paint. So we're just gonna go in with that information, okay? Hey, Frank PP, thank you for resub. Thank you, Frank PP, for resubbing for 3 months. So as you can see here, our color area is gonna be dealing with a lot of grays, some blacks, well, some darker grays, I should say. A little bit of green, some brownish, kind of like a little bit of shade of like, I mean, the whole midsection here is kind of just like a different shades of poo section. You got like, you know, some lighter browns, some darker browns, and then some green. And that's gonna basically sum up the center section of our plugin. And then we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 9 knobs, and then the classic OTT at the top. Dylan, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. also have these. I don't know what they are. I have a glass of water, not for jugging, mind you, but for washing off the brushes. So basically, to get us started, now that we have, you know, our task for the day, the first thing that I need to do is create the border. Don't mind me, my nose just itches. Okay, here. Okay. So, as we know from OTT, the border, if you will, is a gentle dark gray. So I'm just going to go to my palette, and I'm gonna find a dark gray. So we have.
We just got a donation.
As an artist, I'm honored to meet you, Nedros. Art is a conversation as well.
Art truly is a conversation, and one that I'm excited to have with you all today. So, from the border of our drawing, you can kind of get a good look at it. It's, oops. It's rather dark. So to match that, I have an ivory black, which I believe will be a nice contrast to the Payne's gray. We'll save this for later. And here I have my palette, which I will be squirting the paint onto. Woke up with a little bit of a frog in the old throat. Now, here's what you want to do. Okay, you want to take your, if everyone wants to follow along here, take your ivory, take your ivory black, and we're just gonna dip a little bit right here on our plate. Oops. Uh-oh. Get something sharp to poke it with. I have a pen, so I'm just gonna poke a little hole. I'll probably do this over here. Don't squirt everywhere, please. Oh god. Okay. Oh, you know what? One of the most important things that you're gonna need today is paper towels, and I forgot. So I'm gonna go get some. Everybody sit tight. I'm back. That was quicker than expected. What? Use the cap? Yes, of course. If you don't have a pen, your other option is to use the cap. Okay. So, just gonna clean off our pen that we've already used. Place that over here. And we will now put our blackish grayish on our plate here. Very nice. Go ahead and set that aside. Put the cap back on. Now, brush selection is actually a very important part here. And as you can see, I have quite a selection of brushes. Now, which one would be best? Well, we can figure that out simply by by just picking one at random. Yeah, that'll be good. So what you want to do is take your water and just dip the brush in. Get it nice and wet. Don't be afraid to mix it around. Don't be afraid to dip it in and out. Get it in there. Stir it around. And go back in a little more. Make sure you really get it moist and soaked as if it were a sponge. Now you want to take your fingers, I think, and just sort of break the brush, give it a little squeeze. You gotta break it in before you can use it, you know. Get all that tenseness out, sort of massage it. Put it back in the water. So once your brush is nice and loose and primed and ready to go, you're gonna want to dry it off because we don't want to mix water with our oil paints. Just go ahead and squeeze it. Get all the water out. That's nice. Okay, now that we have our brush primed and our paint sort of just squirted on our plate, we're ready to start. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing today is painting our border.
Thank you for following me. That was a bad decision.
Excuse me, I was a little startled there. I was frightened. Thank you so much, Mo Falk Music, for the generous raid. And the host. I'd also like to take this time to thank McKittridge for the 2 community gift subs. If you guys are just joining us today, just here for a bit of relaxation and to go on a journey, if you will. We'll take this time to catch you up to speed. We are painting the OTT plugin today. And we actually just started. Feel free to follow along. One of the most important things about a border is you want it to be thick. You really want it to be thick. You don't want it to be too thin. However, there is also such a thing as being too thick. Not necessarily in my world, but in the world of painting. So the most important thing, we define that sweet spot in the middle between too thin and too thick. And that's what we're doing right now. just sort of dap your brush along the bottom, if you will, and don't be afraid to get a little aggressive with it. Sometimes that's really all it needs. Now, don't be afraid if you overextend yourself a little bit, because we can always paint over it. You might notice my borders are a little disproportionate. Art is a conversation, and sometimes that conversation has stronger arguments on one side. Thank you, Noakes and Bruff, for the 5 months.
Beard, love you, man.
Love you too. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know you that well. Thank you so much for subbing. Ooh, Jug Chug. It's a little hard to Jug Chug in this, with the. I should probably turn that off. I'll save the Jug Chug. Okay. Don't be too aggressive. Don't be too aggressive with it, because you don't want to knock your entire easel over. We're just gonna dap up a little bit more. And before you know it, we'll have a perfectly even painted border.
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
Girth, weeble wobble, girth.
It's a very good point, thank you. So now, as you can see, Our border is complete. And what we're going to do next is we're going to draw our gray rectangular border that will house the XFIR and the OTT. We're going to need a new color for this. So everyone break out your Payne's Gray. And what you're going to want to do, if you don't have a pen around, take the cap, sort of bop it in. Yeah, just, that's good right there. When it's open, take your palette, give it a little squirt. Very good. Go ahead and pop that cap back on. Now, we're going to take a new brush for this, one slightly smaller. As you can see, it is a smaller border. So in the interest of that, I'd like everyone to grab their
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
Girth, 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 girth. Indeed, my girth mate, girth, 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 girth.
Their size 6 brush. We're gonna do the same process as last time. Go ahead and dip and swirl. Don't be afraid to move it around a little bit. It needs that. Take your paper towel, wipe it off. Get it nice and dry, but still loose enough to use. Perfect. So as you can see, our process here is going to be the upper grayer border. And if you follow along with me, get this done right now.
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
This is the last one cause I'm broke, sorry lol. Girth, 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 girth.
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
Roses are red, what is going on here? I shit my pants and roses are red.
So I'm having a bit of an issue here, and that is that the Payne's Gray is the same color. It's the same goddamn color as the Ivory Black. Mix it with white. So I think what we should do is we should mix it with white. It's an important process of painting, is mixing your colors. So if everyone can take out their titanium white, and if you don't have a pen, once again, just use the cap.
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
Nate, I work with a crypto auction house that's just about to auction off a mode step collectible. I could link you up with them and auction off this beautiful OTT piece.
Thank you. Perhaps we can be in touch later. I appreciate that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab a little bit of white right next to our gray. Perfect. Go ahead and pop that cap back on. Now take our gray brush, which is the smaller one, size 6. Go ahead and just gently mix those two together. That's a nice OTT color coming out of this concoction here. As you can see, the color is nearly identical now to what we're going for here. That nice dark gray. Now, before we actually do this, we're gonna add a touch more white. To which one drop in a separate pile of gray. To which I'll grab one more brush, the number 5 brush. Excuse me. And just mix around. Same as always. Break it up, make it nice and loose. And now we will just squeeze. Very good. Now with this new concoction, we will have a lighter gray, which is really what we need for the outer border. I'll show you in one moment. You will notice the gray.
Damn, 8 months. Feels like yesterday. Also, what we painting today, and why didn't I get pinged on Discord?
I pinged everyone in the Discord, so I'm not too sure about that one. However, we are painting the OTT plugin today. And if you look here closely, you'll notice that I now have a lighter gray and a darker gray, which will be used to contrast the top layers of the perimeter. Thank you, Last Disease, for the 8-month resub. I will now begin the process of the top border. There's still a little bit of wet paint on here, so just be careful. Try not to drag any of that black paint in there. Don't be afraid to move your hips around a little bit. It's all part of painting. It's all part of the conversation. really scoop it up. Get it nice and scooped. Thank you so much, Swunky, for the tier 1 sub.
When are you getting your YouTube plaque?
Lotus, thank you for the 3 months. YouTube has not contacted me yet about my plaque, so I don't have an answer to that just yet. So it's important to remember that if your lines aren't completely straight, if they're a little uneven or not quite solid, that's always something we can fix later. But for now, just get the base. Just get the base. Similar to OTT itself, you can always return and change whatever it is you please. Lots of jugs today. I should probably, I'll be right back. One of the most important aspects of being an artiste is to stay hydrated. Oh gosh. So what we're gonna do next is take our white paint. We're gonna have to make a slightly less gray concoction. As you can see here, we have dark, less dark, and light. And what we need now is very light. So we'll take our white, mix in a nice hefty amount. Our gray. And you just want the smallest drop that you could possibly think of. Get a slightly smaller brush for this. Or the number 9 brush. Rinse and repeat, literally. Dry that off. And we'll mix our new concoction. Perfect. Just what we need. Now this is the perfect color for the next step, which is to actually write OTT. It's important to start from the right to the left so that you don't overextend. I've had a momentary realization, perhaps a lapse in judgment. I think what we're actually going to do here is we're going to fill in the inside and wait for it to dry, and then we'll draw our OTT. Skipped a step. Pardon me. So we just need the same color that we used for the border here. Payne's gray. Peekaboo Music has joined us today. Peekaboo, thank you for being here. If you're at home and you'd like to tag along, we aren't very far in. We're painting OTT today. And as you can see, we've only just begun. Thank you for being here.
Holy shit, we just got a donation.
Dear God, what did I wake up to?
That's too big of a donation. Okay, I'll break character for 2 seconds. Thank you so much, Koi. That's way too much money, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Tom Pratt, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Okay. Okay, so what I've done is I've added a couple more drops of Payne's Gray, and I'm just going to do, once again, a slight bit of white. Sort of reverse, so that we can get a darker gray rather than a super light gray. Take our black brush. Oh, shit. I mean, oops. Sorry. We're just gonna mix. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in our space and we're gonna let that dry before we actually add the font, if you will. Don't be afraid to get a little aggressive with it. really just kind of push the brush in and make sure you spread that paint out nice and even. You don't want any spot to be more blotchy than the other. And just be careful around the edges so that you don't mix up that gray too much. That's real nice right there. Just keep spreading it around. Really dig the brush in and feel the thistles up against the canvas. That's how you know that you're really getting in there deep. Starting the conversation the right way, keeping it going. Yes. And just make sure you cover the whole area. Don't worry about the edges, we'll fix those later. Now, we just want to cover this, start the drying process. The drying process. It's really starting to come together nice. You might get paint on your hand, in which case just wipe it on your jeans that you don't ever wear anymore. I mean, when's the last time you actually wore jeans? Where'd you wear them to? Your kitchen? Don't lie to me. I know you don't actually wear jeans anymore. Okay. All right, so as we can see now, we will adjust our view here. We are going to move on to the lower bar here. I'm actually at a bit of a crossroads here. I'm not sure whether to leave the canvas white. It does appear to be a slightly whiter gray, in which case, do we have something to help with that? Not really. Have a good night, Chucky. Thank you for showing. So we need the biggest brush possible. And, what we're gonna wanna do is take our slightly whiter white that we use for the letters, and we're just gonna need to go over the entire thing. Let's go ahead and dip. Swirl. As you can see now, we've moved on to a much larger brush. The number 15 brush. It's going to take our slightly whiter gray. So light that you can't even see it in the lighting. That's how light it is. And we're just going to go to absolute town. Yeah. Now, I didn't make nearly enough, so I have to make a lot more. Titanium white. Don't be afraid to use a lot. And a splash of Payne's Gray. Which, you know, honestly, I could probably just take from another pile, actually. And just really mix that in all together nice. Really nice. Yeah. Yes. Lots of paint is good in this scenario where we have a large surface area to cover. So I'll really just, you know, dig deep. And, you know, while you're mixing, feel free to head over to splice.com and purchase the EliminateHQ sample pack. If you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not, but if you are, I hear it's really good. Now, color bleeding is a natural occurrence. Don't freak out. You know, don't become flustered if that happens. All that does is add character and flair to your work. So don't mistake it for necessarily something bad, something that shouldn't happen. It's actually quite common, quite natural, and gives each piece of work its own uniqueness, its own specific answer to a question. Brush technique is a really important part of painting. I sort of just I hit the brush against the canvas when I'm painting. That's the best way for me to get the paint onto the canvas from the brushes. I sort of just put the brush on the canvas. Painting starts to look like something out of perhaps kindergarten art class. It's all part of the process. Here, once again, taking our platinum white. You have to make sure we leave a little bit left over so we can get the top letters. This is a very white heavy painting, which is unfortunate because unfortunately, I only showed up to the office today with one tube of white. Touch of Payne's Gray. One technique you might find more useful here is a bit of an aggressive blobbing technique. started talking like Batman. You take your brush. This is a technique I've used many years. Now, another part of the process might be aggressively running out of paint. But that won't let us, that won't stop us. We'll just really get your brush in there. Now remember, a little bit goes a long way. So scoop it up, repurpose. One of the biggest hurdles is, in fact, getting through the midsection of the painting, and once you're through that, oops, it's fairly easy clap. Shit, I mean. A little bit more white. Okay. Thank you so much, XBBRX, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Okay, so as you can see now, our center's been filled. Very crucial, if you will, step in our process here.
Gurf.
Swami, thank you for the 3 months. So, essentially, now we play a bit of a waiting game. Because the paint has to dry before we can continue our process. What you can do after you've waited a little bit is you can test the outer images and find out if they're dry enough to paint on yet. So I've gathered from doing that they absolutely are not anywhere near close to being ready. So in the meantime, we'll simply maybe I'll go set it outside. Yeah, can I do that? Can I put the paint outside? Okay. Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh gosh! Oh my! Oh my! Okay. So using oil paints. Maybe it's all personal preference. But using them for a procedure in which you will need to be painting over the paints. It's so wet. Oh, it's so wet. Oh my god. Oh jeez. You know, I thought maybe it would take only 10 to 20 minutes. It's looking like a couple of days. Just a little bit longer than I had anticipated waiting. Oof. Oh boy. Acrylic painting. Is acrylic painting must dries quicker? Oh gosh. My hands look like this. So her hands can look like this. Oh crap. Damn it. Oh, sorry. Bob Ross, I asked the Twitch chat what Bob Ross uses. Everyone told me oil paints. Let's go ahead and wipe my hands clean. Acrylic paints only take 20 to 30 minutes. That's what I thought. That's what I thought this was gonna do. Okay, well, perhaps what I'll do is I'll make a journey to the art store, and we'll continue this tomorrow, maybe. As I'm not quite sure what I can do at the moment. Because the second I put some green paint on there, it's gonna look like diarrhea. And yeah, that's not what I want. So I realize it's only been an hour-long stream. Definitely had anticipated going longer than that. I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. Kind of want to see this through to the end. You know what? Maybe I'll just go right now. And if I actually find it, maybe I can just come back later today. And if not today, then tomorrow. Bob Ross has got to run a couple errands. Nate Ross, I'm sorry. Well, Nate Ross has got to run a couple of errands. And, it's only 1 p.m. So perhaps that's, well, you know what? I can't today. It's not going to be dry. It's not going to be dry. So it would probably have to be tomorrow. What would Bob Ross do? Oil paints. Who the f gonna get oil paints? God. What's the point of painting with oil paints? I mean, hey, what's the point of painting with oil paints if it's gonna take 2 weeks to dry? Hey everyone, welcome to art class. We're gonna paint a little bit, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks. Oil paints. Bob Ross would do a wet on wet painting technique. A little difficult to pull off, this when I have rectangular solid colors that I need to make? You know, a wet on wet painting technique isn't necessarily gonna accomplish that for me. But you know, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to pick this up tomorrow after it dries. If I can get the paint. You know, I don't even know if I can find the paint. I got this stuff on Amazon. I was thinking I could make an emergency run to the paint store, wherever that is, if that even exists. Oh, Walmart. Okay, Walmart. And yeah, I do have a Walmart near me. Paint thinner. Okay. Ooh, Vince Sector, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Well, an unfortunate end to the day. We'll be back. Hey guys, it's Nate. Nate here. Original Nate. Nate Ross just left. He went to go get the paint. So basically, yeah, he has to go get the paint, and I don't think we can continue this today because it's gonna be a while before it dries. So probably tomorrow. And in the meantime, I'll just end this, and then you know, maybe I'll come back later with some other activity that is not painting, as I should have thought this one through. Hopefully tomorrow. Won't be dry tomorrow either, though. That's... Are you intentionally trying to crush my dreams? Or everyone's dreams? It's pretty thin. Maybe I should just start over. I know. My dreams are not crushed. It's okay. I was kidding. Well, got the hands of a painter. Got the pants of a painter. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get new paint. I should have gotten acrylic paints right away. Okay, well, sorry guys. I'm gonna actually try and go get paint today, and then maybe I can do this again tomorrow morning, and it won't be a disaster. In the meantime, perhaps I can auction this one off. So good. So good. So good. All right. Sorry for the short stream. Nate, should I say, really wasn't aware that oil paints were not the move for this. Schmeckles? No, not accepting any schmeckles. Who's streaming right now? Can I raid anyone? Check the old twitch.tv. Dun, 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 dun. 3 onion rings. That sounds pretty good. Buster?
What did you have for dinner?
All right, I'll read Buster. Okay. So yeah, I'll try and get the paint today, and then hopefully tomorrow. Maybe I'll do like Sekiro or something later, or speed running. I don't know. Okay, guys, thank you for joining. And most likely, what's gonna happen is we'll pick this up tomorrow morning. So peace out. Thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone that subbed, resubbed, followed, all that good stuff. Pop in the Discord if you're not in there already. Easiest way to know when I go live because I just annoyingly ping everybody. And the Minecraft Lo-Fi beat is on YouTube. If you want to go listen to that while you're mining. All right, guys. Have a good day.